Hey y'all, Memphis Kimber here with this week's episode of Raising Your Standards in Your Life. These are some steps that I've recently learned and have applied to my life, and I'm seeing some amazing results. And I thought, if I'm seeing those kind of results for myself, I need to share those with my friends. So that's what I'm going to do on today's podcast. I'm going to talk about raising your standards, and I'm going to do it from a viewpoint of my faith and my life. So you take the little nuggets of information that apply to you or appeal to you and sound good and incorporate those. Some of this may or may not work for you, but these are what works for me. And I'm going to share them with you. There's a few steps here about raising your standards. If you've got some goals in your life, or let's just say you're at a point in your life where you don't really like where you are. We've all been there. I've been there very recently myself. And if you've followed me for any amount of time, you'll know that I've gone through some major changes in my life in the last year alone. And I'm going into a new chapter, and it's all great and wonderful. But I had noticed before I started making these changes, I felt stuck. I felt like I wasn't growing in my life, and I was bored, and I was lonely and miserable. And that's just the truth of where I was. So I was like, okay, it's time to make some changes. So here's some things I did. Number one, get serious about raising your personal standards, about how God wants you to live your life, to have vision for your life, your goals and your dreams. And of course, when you raise your standards, standards are what you say yes or no to in your life. You have standards with your time, how you spend it, how you clean your house, how much time you spend on social media, even standards on how healthy you are with what you eat, what you put in your body, what you drink, what you do for exercise. Those are all standards. And you might not like where those standards are, and you can change those standards. But get serious about raising your personal standards. Because once you start getting serious, that's when you start making some changes. Number two, a lot of people ask me all the time, how do you do so much that you do between radio and TV and podcast, a day job, my family? How do you do it all? And I say, you get a schedule and you protect that schedule with everything you have. Schedule things on your calendar. I always have some sort of planner with me, whether it's digital or a real hands-on planner. I love to carry those with me, but I always have something written down. I use a whiteboard with calendars on it, and I just change it out week to week. I have a whiteboard that has the full year months, every month is on it, and I can change it as I need to, but I follow that. I know a year in advance what events, for the most part. Now, I do stay flexible enough to know that things can change, but if it's something that happens every year like Elvis Week, I know that's coming. I can plan for it. Go to bed earlier and get up earlier. This is a hard one for me because y'all, I love my bed. I don't know about y'all, but I could live and work from bed and never, ever be miserable. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you will make a plan to get up just 15 minutes earlier in the morning, to spend time alone, if you have a family, just have your own alone time. You can use that time to pray or meditate or journal or do your Bible study. Now, I live alone with my fur babies, and this is my weak point. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to pretend like it's something I'm very good at. I love to have my own alone time, but if I get up early, these critters are up early with me. So, but I also know that if I get up earlier, I can go to bed earlier in the evening. And a lot of people have incorporated that into their routine and do really well. And you add time to your day by doing that, where you can get more done, and therefore, you will be more productive. I know in my Mary Kay business, we have what's called the 5 o'clock club. And it's when women get up at 5 o'clock and they spend that time from 5 to 7 or 5 to 6, whatever they choose, and they work on their Mary Kay business. And what they'll do is they'll do administrative type stuff. So that way, when they're working during the day, that time is spent actually making money and not having to do all that administrative stuff. So it just adds more productive time into your schedule. So learn to get on a schedule. The next one is get mentors. Y'all, this is so important, and I'm going to really kind of delve into this one for a minute. When you get mentors, you need to find somebody that is 7 to 10 steps ahead of you right now, where you are in your life, or whatever it is you're needing a mentor for, to help you grow and learn. Don't take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with. And what I mean by that, let me tell y'all what I mean by that. What I mean by that is, when you are asking someone for advice for your dating life, take advice from someone who's married and has been there, done that, or someone that's actively dating. If you want to take advice from someone who has money, and so you can grow your money, don't take advice from somebody who's broke like you are, because you're not going to grow. You're only going to grow when you take advice from someone who's been where you are and is now 7 to 10 steps ahead of you. It's super important. I have a friend of mine that I've known for 30 years. She is way ahead of me in the game of life. And she's got great financial advice, great dating advice. I've talked to her a lot, but I have more than one mentor, but she's my main one. And she's been there, done that, and can walk me through what I need to do to get better at what I'm asking her about. So just be very particular about who you take advice from. See someone who's done what you want to do and ask them if they would be open to being a mentor to you. It's going to make them feel very flattered. Don't be shy about asking somebody. I'm telling you right now, if someone were to come to me and go, "You do this and this so well, and I want to do that so well. Would you be interested in maybe mentoring me a little bit and helping me through this so I can learn about it?" I would say yes in a heartbeat. And I would make time for that to happen, because I think that's something that we all need to be able to ask in our lives. So just think about that. Get a mentor. The next step, grow up. And I don't mean quit acting like a kid, although that, there's a time and a place. I have people in my life that I can be very silly with, and then I have people that I would never act that way around, because that's just not the environment for it. But that's not really what I mean by this. By grow up, what I mean is read things that will help you learn and grow your thinking. And it'll help when you improve on your thinking skills, you'll grow your entire life. Books are great because they provide instant access to someone else's advice and life experiences. Again, they've been there. They know how to grow through it. They know how to get through it. They have steps that they can provide in black and white in writing to help you immediately. Excuse me. So you can do that with books. Excuse me so much. And of course, they've always said readers are leaders and leaders are readers. So that's something that's really, really important to me. I love to read. If you don't like to read, get a book on tape is what we used to call it back in the day, but listen to audiobooks. I listen to a lot of things during the day while I'm working that are inspirational, motivational, or business oriented. And if you're not used to that, that sounds very boring and icky. You're like, I do not want to hear that. But find you somebody funny or different, and you can learn from them, and it'll keep your interest. Invest in mentors of people who can encourage you to become who God created you to be. And again, books are awesome because you can go through there. I'm a note taker and I like to write notes. And anybody that knows me personally knows that I write and scribble on everything. If I learn something, I'm writing it down and I want to keep it. And then I can turn around and share it with you guys. Okay, next step, get invested in someone else. When you are helping someone else, you take your mind off of yourself and your own problems, and it builds your confidence and it raises your standards. When someone encounters you, they're encountering God, because you might be the only God example that they might ever know in their life. Let's think about people who are not as well off as you are. Even though you have your problems, there's someone that always could use your help. And our acts of love and service to other people are what God created us to be and to do. So always think about that. Invest in someone else and you won't be thinking about yourself. Get yourself off your mind. And you're going to find that after a day of helping someone else, whether you do it through a ministry at your church or just on your own, or in another group with other friends, if you get out there and help somebody else and improve their life, you're going to feel so good about yourself at the end of the day. And then you're going to realize you didn't think about your problems at all that entire time. All right, one more step and we will be there. Get moving. Take immediate action. If you get inspired about something and you don't take action within 24 hours, you're most likely not to do it at all. So don't hesitate. Do it right now. In Mary Kay, we have what's called the Den Den Club, and it's what a national sales director that I'm friends with created. She called it the Den Den Club. Do it now. Do it now. You'll get going. You'll gain advantage, and that advantage will cause you to become who God created you to become. God will reward you in public for what you do in private, meaning your daily routine. You will have the faith to go for your dreams by raising your standards and practicing these steps. Now, if you need more help with setting up something to help you raise your standards, please reach out to me. I'm always available through social media. I might not get back to you right away, but I'd be more than happy to give you some more steps and some encouragement and pray for you, whatever I can, to help you get your life into a better mode of what it is from what it is right now. And if it helps you to know this, these are things that I'm doing for myself as I record this. I am in the process of changing my entire life. I'm changing my routines. I'm raising my standards, and I'm going for some new, bigger, loftier goals in my life than what I have ever done before. So I know if I can do it, you can do it too. Good luck with using these steps. Have a great day. Make sure you help someone else. And if nothing else, spread some smiles. We can all use them in this world. Love y'all. Talk to you next week.